Like, I didn't really give much thought to like macros. It was all about calories. You know what I mean? Like, how many calories am I eating? Because that's what you kind of get brainwashed into thinking, is that is calories in, calories out. If that was the case, you could drink Diet Coke all day,
Yeah.
1 calorie, and you'd be fine. You wouldn't put on any weight. But why is it if you drink Coke, 1 calorie, Diet Coke, and you had a 12-pack a day, you'd be about this big, you'd get fat as hell on it.
It's your hormones and your metabolism.
Yeah.
That's what governs how much fat you store and how much energy you have, and how you sleep and how you feel.
It's really grams, right? It comes down to grams. The Dr. Jason Fung, who's a Canadian doctor, advocate for intermittent fasting and an advocate for like the keto diet, advocate for, if you have diabetes, the last thing you need, type 2 diabetes, the last thing you need is more insulin. You need to get off the insulin, and you need to find a way of getting off the sugar, which is the root cause of the problem. From my perspective, it's about grams of nutrients, grams of carbohydrates, grams of fat, grams of protein. If you break it to grams instead of calories, that's actually what your body physiologically understands. It understands quantity. It doesn't know. Calorie is this engineering term. What if you zapped a piece of wood? That's got some calories. But what if you ate that wood?
Yeah, that's a great example.
What's it going to do? You think you're going to get fat or skinny? It's what is it composed of?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the best analogy you could have said. It's like zapping an inanimate object that's not edible.
Yeah.
And seeing how much calories that. See, the thing is, we're not robots. We're not machines. We're like really complex living organisms. And like what you're saying about Dr. Fung or whatever, he's talking about insulin. That's a hormone.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about regulating the hormones and getting the most out of the hormones that you want, like testosterone, HGH.
Yeah.
Being sensitive to insulin, because when you're not sensitive to insulin, when you're constantly eating sugar and your body's constantly pumping out insulin, that's what causes diabetes.
That's right. The pancreas has no connection to what's happening on the other end of the faucet. So the signal comes in that you've got sugar in the blood, and you can only handle a tablespoon, which is about 5 grams of sugar in your blood at any one time. So 5 grams is not that much sugar. So it's like, okay, well, what happens when I gorge on a bunch of ice cream? But the thing is, if you can only handle 5 grams at a time, your body's, the load that it's under, the amount of insulin it has to release to get rid of that 95 grams. Can you imagine putting your body through that cycle repeatedly? It's not going to know whether or not your cells are taking that insulin in or if they become insulin resistant. Pancreas will just keep pumping it out. So now you've got tons of insulin, but your cells are not receptive to it. So now you got insulin blowing around in your bloodstream, you got sugar in your bloodstream, and you're causing all sorts of arterial damage.
And insulin equals fat.
Yeah.
We got insulin.
Yeah, storage.
That's the life that most people live. They live a life in which they're constantly in an ongoing insulin spike from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed.
It's true.
Meaning they will never burn their body fat.
No. You can't tap into, and that's the whole thing now as we continue to go down this line of thinking too, you start talking about ketosis and the ketogenic lifestyle, right? It's like lifestyle, diet, lifestyle. It's like the way that you operate as a matter of course, right? But people, the connotation in this country is that diet is you're assertively doing something that's not natural. That's the connotation. I'm doing something that I can't sustain. So psychologically, you already messed up. You've predetermined that this is temporary.
Yeah, that's a great point.
How many calories does this have? Well, I haven't eaten anything today. I'm gonna have a Butterfinger and a fucking Coke, and that's only 300 calories. That's not, and the USDA says that I should eat between 1,600 to 2,400. Just count your calories.
Yeah.
As long as you count your calories, you're fine.
At some point
Yeah.
in our history, we became soft. So it's like at some point in human history when we started eating all these carbs, when we started, doing agriculture and didn't want to go hunting anymore. And so now we have kind of like this perspective that you need to constantly eat. You need to eat every few hours or else you'll feel bad, your blood sugar will spike, this and that. But that's all kind of true. But that's as a result of us becoming
Being
soft.
soft. That's for the soft person.
It's like this, man. Like everything great in life, like you need to go through some sort of hardship.
It's true.
And so to become hard and to eradicate your old
That's
soft...
good. You're right. Hard versus soft. Dude.
Yeah, to become hard
Yeah.
and eradicate your old soft self.
Yeah.
You've got to go through the ringer. You've got to go without the drug that is carbs and sugar.
Man.
That we've all been led
Amen.
to believe, right? That
Amen.
is something that we need. Clearly we don't. I'm a living proof. Alan's a living proof that you don't need carbs. I haven't had...
No.
I went 60 days without carbs and never felt better in my entire
Dude,
life.
I mean,
until you break that addiction, until
Yeah.
your body is
adapted.
adapted.
Fat
and
adapted.
Yes. Until you're
Yeah.
until you get to that fat adapted point,
That's right.
then you should not be willy-nilly eating carbs.
Yeah.
You'll or else you're stuck, man. You're stuck on this roller coaster that everyone's
is.
on. Eventually you're going to age. You're going to get to 40, 50 years old. You're going to need high blood pressure medication.
Yeah.
You're going to need that. It's just looked at as normal now.
I know.
It's like, oh, high blood. I guess it's my time now. No, it's not your fucking time.
Yeah, no, it's we've resigned. We've almost resigned ourselves to like
Yeah.
just accepting that.
Because it's difficult, man.
You need to have a motivation. You need to have a purpose. Sadly, people start to own things when there's a problem. They have diabetes. They have cardiovascular disease.
Because they're scared.
Atherosclerosis.
Because they're acting out of fear, not purpose.
That's right. And
Yeah.
so and by the time you're there, you're kind of fucked.
You're so fucked. Because now you're stressed too. When you really kind of identify the problems you have, and you say them to yourself even, or you write them down.
That's a good one.
You know,
that's a really good one.
You face them. You
That's
face
a
them and
great
they become reality.
suggestion.
It's seeing people's results. That's really what drove me, right? Is because none of the stuff that I tried, at least, because the stuff that you like going on a ketogenic diet is actually very much backed by science. Carnivore diet, that's another story.
That's
You can
very
debate,
gnarly.
right? Like, you can debate with me a little bit because I don't have any science to rest on. I just have my testimony. That's the best part about social media is we can hear other people's stories, we can share ideas.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's not in the scientific journals, but it's coming from somebody who lives a life.
Yep.
You know, who might have the same problems that I have, or might have optimized their life in a way that I wish I could have.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is the newest.
Yeah.
But people are still on like 5 years ago. Some people even still think eggs are bad.
The big story here, okay, is your body, of the 3 macros, carbs are the only thing your body can survive without.
Yep.
Of the 3 macros. Deprive it of
thrive.
protein, you're going to have a problem. Deprive it of fat, you're going to have a problem. Deprive it of carbs, you're actually going to thrive.
Yeah.
Not only you're not going to have a problem.
You're cognitively sharper.
Yeah.
If you've ever had like ADHD or like fogginess in your mind, that just goes away.
Yeah.
You're sharper physically, you're sharper mentally, you're literally able to live a better life and feel happier.
We're so excited about this discovery. And it's like, and dude, I mean,
Well, it's because we're primal.
Yeah, that's the primal life.
Exactly, because primal instinct.
hard.
What is primal instinct? Primal instinct as a human is, I found something that helped me, make me feel good. I bring back to my tribe.
My tribe,
Yeah.
Exactly. Have you ever heard anyone say, my sugar intake's low, I got to increase my sugar intake? No one's ever said that.
Yeah.
They've said, I got to up my protein, maybe I got to eat more good fats, but I need more omega-3, I've got too much omega-6, I may eat more fish to get more omega-3 to get a 1-to-1 ratio, because that's what I need for balance and all this. You've never heard anyone say, I need to eat more sugar.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing good about sugar.
And the funny thing is, cancer can't
Loves
live.
it.
It can't live without it.
It can't live without it.
And it will actually cause what's called angiogenesis, I believe, which is where it builds its own blood vessel network, and it grows its own blood vessels to hijack your blood stream to pull all the sugar out and feed the tumor. That's what it. Yeah, because I took cancer cell biology in college, and I was baffled.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Cancer can't live without sugar?
Yeah.
Why the fuck don't people just stop eating sugar
Dude.
then? Because I grew up in this shit. You know, my parents didn't grow up eating this type of stuff.
No.
Like, yeah, my dad has type 2 diabetes or whatever, but he probably grew up eating much better quality food than I did.
You probably got that here.
Yeah. Even back in India, my mom back in Portugal, the best food. The best fucking food. Best raised animals, all that stuff.
The best.
And I'm blessed. Thank God. I guess my genetics don't have any of those predispositions, or else I could have been one of those young kids that, who knows,
true,
you know?
It's true. there are some facts out there, and there's some pretty clear data that A leads to B.
Yeah.
So if you really want to reduce your risk factor, cut out A.